Jesus is in every book of the Bible. Here's where we see Jesus in 1 Kings. In 1 Kings, Solomon finishes the temple. And in chapter 8, he gives a prayer, a dedication to the temple. And during this prayer, though, we start to see Solomon kind of question the temple a little bit. In verse 27, he says, "But does God truly dwell on earth? Heaven and the highest heavens cannot contain you. How much less can this house contain you?" Then in chapter 9, we see God receive the temple, say that he's going to have his presence there, but with a few conditions. He says that they must act justly, live righteously, or he's going to pull his presence from the temple. So we automatically see this temple comes with conditions, and it immediately points toward a need for something greater, a need for something greater than a temple to experience God's presence. And this points us to Jesus, who was the answer to our greater need of God's presence. Jesus came, lived, died, rose again, and gave us his spirit so that God's presence could be with us, dwell in us. He would be Emmanuel, God with us, God in us. So we see in 1 Kings that the temple wasn't the end, but actually the beginning of God's great plan to have his presence in the earth and in us. And that's when we see Jesus in 1 Kings.